April 30th, and this is the 2 p.m. session. Okay, so 5 minutes is up. You may now begin your group discussions and come up with your team's answers. Once you're done, please inform me and I'll collect your team's answer sheet.
Okay, so what do you think is like the chronology of what happened based on what you got?
Okay, so I think that the wife was having an affair, and I tried to put mine in order. Yeah, so, Mr. Kelly's wife was frequently, leaving the building with Mr. Scott, so apparently they were having an affair. Yeah, it says, the elevator operator, he was the one that usually sees like the wife leaving with Mr. Scott, and, he saw her wife leaving Mr. Scott's apartment at 11:30, and then later they found out that he went off duty at 12:30.
The elevator operator went off duty at 12:30?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then Mr. Kelly's body was found at 1:30. There's that whole hour gap in between.
Mine says, the elevator man saw Kelly go into Scott's room at 12:25. So that does sound like something happened, and also it says that, his blood was in Scott's car. It doesn't say when, yeah. No, not the elevator guy, the guy who died.
Plot twist.
Mr. Jones.
Wait,
Wait,
Mr.
what about
Jones
Mr.
died?
Jones?
It said, oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Like how many people?
Wait, I'm getting the names confused. Kelly was the one who died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
his,
died.
yeah,
'Cause then
his
Mr.
blood
and
was
Mrs.
in
Kelly.
Scott's car.
Okay.
So Scott was the guy that she was having an affair with.
Yeah, right, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. But then there's this whole thing with Mr. Jones where, it said that Mr. Kelly stole all his customers for his business, so Mr. Jones said he was going to kill him. And, Mr. Kelly's blood stains were found on the carpet hall outside Mr. Jones' apartment.
Well, I have that when the police tried to locate Mr. Jones after the murder, he disappeared. So
Mine says that the wife disappeared too.
Wait,
Okay.
Mr. Kelly's wife, Miss Kelly?
Yeah.
Oh, because I also have there was a knife found in Miss Smith's yard.
Oh no.
Oh,
That
I
had
have
Mr.
this.
Scott's fingerprints on it.
Oh, I don't have that. Mine just says that it was found in her yard
Wait,
with
And it
Mr.
has-
Kelly's blood, or blood on it, I guess.
Oh,
Where is it? There it is. Yep, Mr. Kelly's blood on the
Wait.
knife.
now who's Mr. Smith?
Miss Smith
Miss
lives
Smith.
in the apartment building. I've got more on her. So, she saw Mr. Kelly go to Mr. Jones' apartment at 11:55. And then the elevator operator said that he saw Mr. Kelly at 12:15. And I guess at 12:30 when the operator went off duty, he saw Miss Smith in the lobby. And then Miss Smith said that nobody left the apartment building between 12:25 and 12:45. And oh yeah, and Mr. Jones shot at someone and an intruder in his apartment building at 12 o'clock.
Oh, I think that goes along with something I got because, the bullet in Mr. Kelly's thigh, I think, yeah, it matches a gun owned by Mr. Jones. So I guess like he thought he was an intruder.
Yeah, and it said that
Wait,
only one
Mr.
bullet had been fired from Mr. Jones' gun.
it was Mr. Jones' gun he fired, or
All it says is that there'd only been one shot fired. But it said that Mr. Jones shot at someone at 12 o'clock.
Oh, so that must have been him.
Yeah.
But if it says it was like an intruder, then is it because it's an intruder or because he stole all his customers from his business?
All it says is it was an intruder, but then that wouldn't have been what would have killed him. It would have been the knife in his back.
Oh yeah, because then mine says something about he was in the elevator, but he didn't look that badly wounded.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it was just one thing, so I don't know, maybe like someone else heard him after that.
And one of my things says that Mr. Kelly's body had been dragged for a distance. So I'm not sure if it would have been in their apartment building or what. 'Cause where was Mr. Kelly's blood found?
It was found on the carpet outside Mr. Jones' apartment, and it was also found in Mr. Scott's car. So maybe, I don't know if this is like a crazy guess, but what if like the two of them were working together because they both didn't like him, so
Yeah.
he
so
killed him, and then
Jones-
they like worked together to get rid of the body.
Or maybe Scott was. Okay, wait. Who is Scott
Scott's the guy that the wife's
having an affair with?
Yeah, and his fingerprints were found on the knife that was found in Mrs. Smith's yard.
Okay.
So the knife that was used was in her yard, and she was the one that usually Miss Smith often followed Mr. Kelly. So maybe
Followed him.
yeah.
How about? Okay, what if? So we know that Mr. Jones shot him because he thought that it was an intruder. So and are you saying like the knife had his blood on it also?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe
It was
like
found in Miss Smith's yard.
maybe like Scott and what's the other guy, Jones, like worked together to get rid of the body. Do you think they like shot him and then they stabbed him? Like there was blood on both things.
Guess so.
Does it
Do
give
they
you
all
the
live in the
time
same building? For
That's a
what?
good question.
for either the stabbing or the shot?
Mr. Jones shot at 12 o'clock, and then Mr. Kelly went back to the apartment because the elevator operator saw him at 12:15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And then nobody left between 12:25 and 12:45, according to Miss Smith.
well, what time did he die exactly? Because I have that his body was found at 1:30 a.m. But it also says that when he had been dead for an hour when his body was found, so he died at 12:30,
Yeah.
right when the elevator
So he
operator left at
basically would have
12:30.
died
But
right when he got back to his apartment.
because it said it was the elevator man saw him injured like mildly at going into Scott's room at 12:25, so he probably died right after.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
it
it
sounds
sounds
like
like
about
I guess. Do you think that like he went to confront Scott and then Scott stabbed him?
Probably. I mean, wait.
Or
so
wait, his wife was with Scott too, wasn't she?
she was, yeah.
Mm.
at that time.
It says that she saw the wife go into Mr. Scott's apartment at 11:30. So if he died at 12:30, he had like a whole hour of like what went down.
Do you think she was like still there when he went there though?
Maybe.
Because if he was like wounded when he got into the elevator to go to Scott's room, then Mr. Jones must have already shot him. And then he like, why would he go to Mr. Scott's apartment after he'd been shot by someone else?
Adrenaline rush.
I have that they both disappeared, Mr. Jones and Mr. Scott. Says the police try to locate Mr. Jones after the murder. They discovered he had disappeared, and the police were unable to locate Mr. Scott after the murder.
And also
So
the
they-
wife disappeared after the murder, so maybe they were all working together. But like, that's crazy. Like, I don't know.
Maybe they were like, you know what, I don't really want to leave him. Let's just kill him off, make it easier.
Yeah, I mean, if they all disappeared, they probably all did something, but like, what part did they do is the question.
I don't know why the elevator man just left though. He saw him like injured at 12:25,
I
And
think that
he
might be
just-
reading into it a little bit.
and then he just leaves at 12:30. Like, all right, my shift's done. I'm just gonna leave and be like, air. It's like,
Maybe like they all had a reason to not like him, and they, I don't know. I mean, at
Everyone
least
loves
that's
Kelly.
like a motive, I guess, because if the wife is cheating on him, she doesn't like him, and I guess that Mr. Scott doesn't like him either, and then Mr. Jones, with the business, doesn't like him.
wait, what exactly did Mr. Jones pay him for? He was taking out his customers.
Yeah.
So that's like multiple motives.
I don't know about Mr. Jones.
Maybe I think they must have transported him to the park in Mr. Scott's car, because the bloodstains were in the car.
He'd been dragged. So do you think he was like dragged in the car?
Did it say that he was dragged in the park, or he was dragged like in the
It
apartment
just says
building?
that it was obvious from the condition of Mr. Kelly's body that it had been dragged a long distance.
Maybe like when they were in the apartment, like whoever's apartment they were in, that he died, then they dragged him into the car or something, or into the elevator. I don't know.
Do we know where he was found?
No, it just said he's been dead for an hour when his body was found, according to medical expert Morgan Police. It's not like a location, but like
Oh, so
time frame.
and that does that mean he died at 12:30?
He died at 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So he had to have been.
It would have.
He might had to have been in Mr. Scott's apartment because he was going in
Yeah.
there at 12:30. So that's where he died. They probably dragged him like through the hall into the elevator and then like into the car, where Mr. Scott's. It was his apartment. It was his car that they probably used to bring him to the park, and that's why the blood was in the car.
So then why would the knife be found in Miss Smith's yard?
Maybe they were like trying to hide it because it would be like.
Or maybe she saw them do it, since she follows Mr. Kelly. So she like was just looking, and she got involved with it, and they were like, "Where do we hide the knife?" And she was like, "I'll take it. I'll hide it in my yard."
Yeah.
It has Mr. Scott's fingerprints on it.
Yeah. So it just looks like he did it in his apartment with a knife. But it doesn't make sense why Mr. Jones. I guess Mr. Jones thought he was an intruder
Yeah. I
before.
think- Yeah.
And then he was hurt, and then he went to Mr. Scott's apartment for some reason.
But Mr. Jones was in Scott's apartment?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, didn't the elevator man see him at
12:15.
12:15?
Yeah.
Maybe he like, after he got like shot, thinking he was the intruder, he went out looking for his wife. And the guy was like, "Hey, she's in this apartment." And he goes and he sees Scott, or whatever, the guy that the wife's cheating on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What the hell are you doing with my wife?" And then he's like, "Oh, he's already hurt."
Yeah.
Maybe he thought that his wife was having an affair with Mr. Jones, and then he went there to go see, and then he thought it was an intruder, so he shot him. And then he said, "Okay, my wife's not here. Maybe I'll go to Mr. Scott's house." And then he like hurt him again, and then he killed him that time. And maybe like, maybe I don't know. Maybe the fact that Mr. Jones had hurt him before, like, made him partly like at fault. So he thought, I have to like help them get rid of the body or something. I don't know. Does that sound like it could happen?
It makes sense, and like I feel like if I got shot, I wouldn't go to somebody else's house and like possibly get hurt again. I would go to the hospital.
Unless you were
Unless
like,
it's all in the same building and like it's right down the hall, then that
But
makes
it's
sense.
says that, I don't know, maybe it's just the way that it's worded, but the thing says that Miss Smith saw Mr. Kelly go to Mr. Jones' apartment building at 11:55. So would it be a different one?
Go to whose apartment building?
Jones.
Oh, okay. Wait,
So
what
it sounds
time
like it did different.
was that like before all of
11:55.
this? Yeah. So
That was like the
probably-
first.
Yeah. Wait, so what is this? So who
So-
did it? There's like multiple things going on though.
The time of the murder would be 12:25 then.
12:30 because
12:30.
he was in the elevator at 12:25.
Yeah.
And the weapon, wouldn't there be two weapons then?
No, only one would have killed him.
It must have
Cause
been
the
the knife.
thigh,
knife.
yeah, the thigh wouldn't have killed him.
So then it's the knife because he got shot first and he went to the other guy's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also with the time, didn't your thing say he was found at 1:30 and he died 1 hour before, so that must have been 12:30.
Yeah.
12:30. But is it time of the murder or time of death? That's two different things. Time of murder is when he got.
I think that's like a
Stabbed.
lot more scientific than a murder mystery.
I don't. It doesn't say like that he was like. I don't think in any of our clues it says that he was stabbed at a different time that he actually died. So I think we can just assume that it happened at the same.
12:30. And the place. Do you think it just happened in Scott's apartment?
Yeah.
That's the last place he went.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that like he got out of there and went somewhere else. Because from there he was dragged out.
Mhm. Yeah.
So then the murderer would be Scott, even though Jones shot him.
Yeah. And it right because the knife had Mr. Scott's fingerprints.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then the
The
motive.
motive.
It's the hardest one.
There's like I don't know because he either came into the apartment or because he was like mad that his wife was cheating.
Yeah.
I think he was mad. I feel like he was looking for his wife to see which one like she was cheating on.
Yeah.
And then since it wasn't Jones, like clearly Jones didn't like know what the hell was going on because he went in there, he got startled and he's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm looking for my wife," and then he just shot him, like thinking he was an intruder. And then he was like, "All right, so it's not you, so let me go find the other guy."
Yeah. Yeah. But this would be the
Since-
motive, like
yeah,
Scott's
of
motive.
Scott.
So it would be like it is a motive, like you know, my girlfriend's husband is here or something. Like, how do you say that though? Like for a motive.
I'm panicked.
I mean, can we at least agree on like the stuff that we've said
Everything
before?
else,
Like,
Yeah.
so I guess for murder we can write Mr. Scott.
Yeah.
The weapon was a knife, right?
Mm-hmm.
12:30.
Yeah.
Mr. Scott's apartment. I mean, unless there's like any clues to suggest like anything about how Mr. Scott was like reacting to him or
I don't have anything on Mr. Scott.
think it was, like, obviously it's like a tense situation, but how do you describe like why he would like actually kill Mr. Kelly for that?
But if it was self-defense,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
like he just comes
'Cause,
barging in,
yeah,
like injured,
like-
like really mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's totally plausible, but unless there's a clue that says like that he was actually gonna hurt him, like,
Yeah.
cause he might just be mad and be like, okay, I'm divorcing my wife now, bye. Like, I mean, you just don't know if he was like, he wanted to find out the truth or if he wanted to like kill someone.
Well, I don't think he wanted to kill him on purpose though, cause there's nothing explaining that either. Like they always, cause it says the elevator man frequently saw like the wife going into the building with Mrs. Scott, so like it's been going on like for a while, so I don't think he was like, oh, I'm gonna kill him. It was more like they thought they weren't gonna get caught, and then when he did, like he probably panicked and got scared that like, you know, he was gonna really hurt him.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, might as well just take you out.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know, it's like hard to know. Cause really like anything could have happened if we don't know anything about like what went on in that room.
In the apartment,
Yeah. Cause it was probably like,
just stops there.
yeah, it was probably like some type of crime of passion or something, but like why specifically, I don't know.
What if the wife like said, just kill him?
That's true.
Or what if he was like, really in pain from being shot and he wasn't gonna make it and they were like, just put him out of his misery? I don't know, I'm like
The
creating
knife
a whole
is an
bunch
awful way to do that.
That was like a whole bunch of laugh.
I'm mixing that one right there.
Yeah, there's, like,
Knife
so
is
many
an
things
awful
that are
way to
coming
go
to
through
mind.
that.
I know, like I feel like if we just like sit here and think about it, it's like there's so many things that could have happened. Like maybe he just like passed out and died from the bullet wound in their apartment. They're like, oh my god, there's a dead guy here. Like we don't want to get arrested. Let's get rid of him. You know, it's like so many things that could have happened.
So then why would they stab him if he
Oh,
died
yeah.
from the wolf?
Just kidding.
It's like, I'm just gonna make sure you're dead before I drag you out.
Make sure.
That's funny. Okay.
Unless they thought he was an intruder too.
Oh.
Like they just see an angry man coming towards you like that.
Yeah.
Like you would be afraid to, you grab the nearest thing to you.
Yeah.
And then like they probably realized it was like the husband. So then they had to get rid of it. Maybe just like everyone helped. Cause the elevator man went off duty at 12:30. So it gave them time to like, you know, help move the body or like just look the other way. And then as soon as they left, he was like, alright, I'm leaving, I can't have any more. And then since Miss Smith had the knife in her yard, she probably saw, like since she was stalking Mr. Kelly, she probably saw everything go down. And she's like, I can't be a witness too, so she was like, let me hide the evidence for you guys.
Well, they were in the lobby when the elevator operator went off duty. Miss Smith and the elevator operator, because the elevator operator saw her there.
Yeah, because he would have been gone by the time like the murder went down.
Yeah. Or at least by the time they were like trying to transport the body.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say like they killed him because, you know, like it's just like a relationship thing. Like if the two of them were together, it's like they just want to get rid of like the husband
Yeah.
who they don't like.
Like what I'm thinking.
but how do you, I feel like that's I don't know, like a complex thing,
Yeah.
more than we're supposed to write down.
I feel like they would have thought it through how to kill him though, not like him randomly opening the door and they're like, oh, you're here, let me just kill you now.
Yeah.
They would plan it so they wouldn't leave any evidence behind.
So you're saying like the fact that he just came in like that, like it was a spontaneous decision to kill him, or
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe that does like kind of give evidence for like they thought he was an intruder too.
Because if they really wanted to kill him, they would have plotted everything out.
Or maybe they only wanted to kill him because he found out. You
That's
know,
true.
because
We
at that
don't know
moment
if
they
just
they
found
know.
out.
Yeah.
But then if he just found out there, then why would he go into Mr. Jones' apartment?
No, I'm saying
Right.
like they just realized that he knows.
Oh, so
Or
he
like-
already knew, but they just found out. Okay, gotcha.
I don't know, because I think if he went to Joan's apartment, he didn't know who she was sleeping with.
Yeah.
But once he walks in, everybody knows, like, he finds out that they're together, and then the couple, like,
Know
finds
that-
out
Yeah. They know
that
that
he knows. So maybe, like, that's what motivated them to, like, kill him. Like, now that you know, like,
Yeah.
but I don't know, like, I feel like there's a simple answer that we're just not, like,
Completely overlooking.
yeah. Do you wanna just say, like, the motive was that, like, the guy found Mr. Scott with his wife? Like, I don't know.
If he got caught cheating and he
Yeah.
panicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
do you wanna, like,
Yeah, I feel like that one makes the most sense.
yeah, definitely. So do you wanna write like, because Mrs. Kelly and Mr. Scott got caught cheating, or Mr. Scott killed him?
They panicked and Mr. Scott
Okay.
killed him.
So, we're caught cheating by Mr. Kelly, so this is like a long answer.
Yeah.
They panicked.
Yeah. So they panicked and Mr. Scott stabbed him. Okay, so that's